Okay, some things that I foresee. This is going to eventually be a problem. That tire rubs it if you're turning deep. Not a good thing. Eventually that's going to wire out, and it's already wiring up, as you can see, and fraying no lower than it is. When it does that, it's going to go into the lines. The pedals, this is reverse and it's forward. And there's just enough, it looks like they're too close together, but they're not. It's just enough space that it makes it real easy and real comfortable. I've learned the dash lights, you know, what to turn on, what to turn off, stuff like that. This is a big plus. The joystick is sitting back instead of way up here like it normally is on a tractor. It's back here, and it's real comfortable to get a hold of. And this is the other camera. I don't know if I can do this or not. The steering wheel is a tilt wheel, and that makes getting on and off. I love that part. Makes getting on and off of it easy. This side, you don't get off of it a lot on account of the joystick, but same as with a horse and a motorcycle. It's got good seal. It's got unbelievable heat and air. Before anybody comments, yes, it's muddy, and that's primarily because this is the wettest season in 58 years that I remember. This, I've heard some people fuss about the fuel tank being down here. Personally, I love it. On the Massey Fergusons I've got, one of them's on top of the hood, one of them you lift the hood to get into. That to me, as you get older, that beats the hell out of lifting that thing. Because I mean, you get a jug of diesel, even 5 gallons, and you're trying to lift it up. As you get older, that don't happen very easy. I've heard of them, sometimes they put them back here, and I suppose they'd be all right, but I think they made a real good decision when they put it where they put it. Still not much on the muffler. I just used to a tractor muffler going up. I think that one's got some kind of arrestor in it to keep it from shooting sparks. You know, years ago, there was I know the Massey Ferguson 135, some of them had exhaust that went down, and when it was raking hay or cutting hay or anything, it sometimes set fire to the field. The lift is, I've got a friend that's got a Kubota, and as far as you can breathe on the lift, it's that fast. It moves quick. The lift on my Massey, even though it's a 95, never has been any faster than what it is now. It's just never been a fast lift. And you know, you learn to make adjustments for that. The lift on this one is not as slow as the Massey, but it's not as fast as the Kubota. To me, I think it's perfect. Because I know when I got on this friend of mine's Kubota and used the lift, it had a bucket on it, and it slammed the ground. I mean, slammed it. It's just, if you get too fast, you can't control it as well. He doesn't do anything particularly like stack hay or anything like that. He mostly uses his to dig holes and bush hog and till people's gardens. Something I don't do. I mean, I bush hog my own and I till my own, but I don't do it with this tractor. I do it with my Massey. The little 135 don't have any fluid in the tire. I traded for it. It's a 1968 model. Didn't run, so I had to take it apart and rewire it. And probably going to take it apart again after I till the garden this summer and maybe rebuild it. It's a little 135 Massey, but it's got the 3-cylinder Perkins engine in it, and you know it's using some oil, so needs to be rebuilt. And really, even though it's a gas burner, it's a pretty good little tractor. Plus, it deserves to be rebuilt. It's lasted this many years. I'm hoping this will last like my Massey has. I really have nothing to compare it to. I've driven shuttle shifts, or shuttlecocks, whatever they call them. They're pretty good. The first one I drove I thought was pretty neat. It was a guy we buy hay from, one of his John Deeres, but it wasn't a cab tractor, so I don't know, maybe all cab tractors are made this way. Maybe not. I've never had a cab. I drove a Cody one time, and had a real good deal on it, better than this one. And I should have bought it then, but I was being cheap. I didn't see nothing wrong with the Cody name. I mean, I know it's some people say off-brand, or I know the Kubota dealership here told me, oh, this is a new tractor. It's no name. You don't have any proof of its durability. Well, I'm old enough, I remember when the people said the same thing about Kubota. And that's what I told the boy. Everybody's got to start somewhere. TYM's been in business for years. They build these for Rural King, and from what I've read up, Rural King has certain options they put on it. I like the radio on there, and I never thought I'd like the radio on the tractor, but I do like the radio. Like I say, the only pluses I could have seen, the only thing I would have changed is the width. I would have changed the width, and this one came without a toolbox, but the toolbox they're putting on them now, they're not much better. You just about ain't got nothing. My bush hog's got a little thing on the back of it where you can keep pins that's bigger than the toolbox. This is a toolbox that I bought, or actually my wife bought it for me for Christmas. It actually goes on a Massey Ferguson R8. Whoops. This is a toolbox my wife got me for Christmas. I was going to buy it, and she bought it for me. It actually is made for a Ford or a Massey Ferguson. So I've got a fabricated bracket to fit on there. It's not huge, but it'll hold a wrench, some pins, extra pins, wire cutters, you know, a few odds and ends, maybe a small hammer. And that's the stuff you need, because if you're on a tractor and you run across something where you lose a pin or shear pin, you need something in, not come home and get it.